Hey, welcome to another episode of Bobby's Backyard. Even though we're in the kitchen, I got my cousin Tim with me.
Right here.
We just finished making a smoked brisket lasagna. We're gonna do a video on this soon and put it on the channel too. And we're gonna do, since we've been working all day, we're gonna sip some bourbon. And I got 3 rye bourbons that we're gonna try. We're gonna do a comparison. We got some Whistle Pig. Bam. It's a straight rye. This is a barrel select. And it comes in at 106 proof. And it was aged 10 years. The next one we're going to try is Uncle Nearest.
Yes.
Yeah. Made right here in Tennessee. One of my favorites. It's just straight rye whiskey, no barrel select, but it is 100 proof.
This was Jack Daniels before Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels before Jack Daniels. Last but not least, we have Cooper Family Rye. That is also a straight rye whiskey. It's a blended straight rye whiskey, aged in white oak cask, and it is 90 proof. It is the lowest in the proofs. If you've seen my other bourbon sipping in Austin with Corey, this is where I got that from when I was down in Austin. I have not found it in Memphis yet. So if there are any ATF agents watching or anything like that, I did bring this back from Texas. It is, what's the term? When you illegally bring shit back?
Bootleg? No,
bootleg.
smuggle?
Not smuggle, not mule. When you transport over state lines, it's not distribution, it's consumption.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
And if you notice, when I pick the bottles up, all of them are half empty because I've been drinking them. I've actually made cocktails out of them. Some of them, because I like, when I do bourbon cocktails, I like to do a rye, because the rye it's a little sweet, a little spicy, but it actually stands up to the dilution of the ice if you babysit it, or you just, and there's nothing wrong with babysitting the cocktail, but it stands up to the dilution of the ice and it doesn't water down as fast. And that's really why I like using ryes in cocktails. So we are going to start with the Whistle Pig. This expensive shit. The Whistle Pig I bought from one of my favorite liquor stores in Memphis. It's a barrel select. And I want to say this was $130 for this bottle.
Oof.
Yeah, so
good stuff with that.
Yeah, it's everybody raves about it, but I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. I will give you my thoughts, but everybody raves about the Whistle Pig, so we're gonna give a Whistle Pig a try.
Yeah,
and see what's going on with it. And it's strong on the nose. It's not real. It doesn't have a real strong alcohol on the nose.
that's your traditional bourbon smell.
It is. It really doesn't even smell like a rye. It's hot. It's smooth, but it's hot. Smooth. But it comes in at 106 proof. It's the highest proof. It's smooth though. It doesn't give you
This is really good.
But it's hot going down.
It's hot.
You can feel it.
I feel my chest hair growing out a little bit.
Yeah, you can taste the oakiness too.
Yeah, you can. How long was that aged in the barrel?
It's a 10 year.
Oh, it's 10 years.
It's a 10 year.
So yeah, you definitely gonna taste more.
I think some vanilla notes. I might be wrong. I've been eating brisket, so I might be wrong. I tried to cleanse my palate, but I might be wrong. But
I don't know.
I got another 100 proof. It wouldn't be fair because this is
106.
106. I have 100 proof upstairs. This I think it's aged 10 years as well. Jefferson Reserve. It's a single barrel, and we'll have to talk about that later. It's not a rye, but it's if you can find it, try it. It runs about $80 a bottle. Jefferson Reserve single barrel, and it's hard to come by, and but it's 100 proof. Oh, small batch is what it is. It's a small batch very small batch is what it is. So if you find it, if you can put your hands on it, try it, and let me know if you like it. But the Whistle Pig is...
For 106, it's pretty smooth.
It's pretty smooth for 106 and for the price.
Yeah. But as it goes down, it gets a lot hotter. You can feel it.
You can feel it.
You can feel it getting hotter.
It does taste like a rye. It's, I think now that we've drank it, I think it's overrated.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's good, but the way that people go ape shit over it, it's not for the price.
They can get better bourbon over in Scotland or somewhere for that price. Or excuse me, whiskey, because bourbon is American.
Bourbon is American.
Yep, huge difference. People don't know the difference in that.
Just like it's a difference between a bourbon and a whiskey. We're not gonna go through all of that.
Yeah.
Maybe another day.
Yep.
Always rinse your glass when you're tasting. Always take a sip of water to wash your palate when you're tasting. And another trick that I learned is when you're drinking, if you really want to open the bourbon up, take a sip of water after you sip the bourbon and hit the bourbon again. Next, Uncle Nearest Rye.
Black owned.
Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's about 30 miles south of Nashville.
Uncle Nearest. This is who taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey.
It's not as strong on the nose.
Sweeter.
Sweet, yeah, definitely
Very
sweeter.
Sweet smell to it.
Definitely a sweet smell. Caramel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it smells like. Caramel.
Almost like the hard caramel candies.
Yes.
That you used to have in church that your grandma used to give you to shut you up. But
it's a really good smell.
It's a really good smell. It's a really good smell. Beautiful color too. Yeah. Not all of them have beautiful colors, all of them, but this is a really good smell. We can do cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Off the top.
You can feel that burn.
You can feel that burn. It's smooth, but you can kind of, you don't feel it as much as this, but this is 106 proof. I will say the Whistle Pig has a lighter taste. And it feels like the Uncle Nearest has a heavier taste, but the Whistle Pig is very, very light taste. Even though it's got a stronger aroma, it's got a light taste when it hits your mouth. This one has a sweeter aroma and a sweeter smell and a heavier taste, but it is beautiful.
You know, I can definitely have this as a smell in the candle. It smells really good.
It smells good.
Kind of reminds me of a dark tequila, sort of.
So This bottle, I want to say I paid $90. I want to say $90. It might be 100, but I really think it was $90. And I wouldn't be too hard on them because they just not started doing ryes. They had their regular bourbons, and the rye is a new thing because when I saw it in the store and picked it up, my guy at the store told me that they just started doing rye. So it's good. I like it. Would I buy another bottle?
I would stick to the traditional Uncle Nearest.
Yeah, I would stick to the traditional Uncle Nearest. And I am not a rye guy like that. I do like them. Again, I like to put them in my cocktails when I make bourbon cocktails, but for straight sipping, I just prefer a good bourbon. Yeah, traditional bourbon. But I would stick to the regular Uncle Nearest.
The regular Uncle Nearest, like you drink that and you drink Jack Daniels. Now I don't want to compare them, but
do compare them.
Yeah, I mean, do compare. You know what? Yeah, because this is a comparison video, but I mean, come on, Uncle Nearest is clearly better. And if you know the history, you know Uncle Nearest was who taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey. So it's very true.
Also with the Uncle Nearest, I don't know. It's got a heavy rye taste in it. So, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Let me rinse my glass. Go again with we're gonna go to Cooper Family, which I know what it tastes like. I don't know if Tim knows what it tastes like.
Nah.
But I've had it in Texas, and evidently Robert likes it because Robert trafficked a bottle home from Texas. So I like it. I like the Cooper. Corey put me onto the Cooper. So with the Cooper family, let's try it first before I say what I'm gonna say in our comparison. Tim hasn't had it, so
I'm eager to try it. And this is 90 proof, right?
This is 90 proof. It is the less proof of all the ryes, of the 3 ryes that we have. With the Whistle Pig being the highest, the Uncle Nearest being the next to the highest, and then you have the Cooper. So, here we go.
Cheers.
What you think?
That's a strong bourbon taste. Very strong bourbon. Not like far as aroma wise, but it's like, yeah, you know you're drinking bourbon when you drink this.
It's got a sweet smell to it. Sweet on the nose. It's sweet on the nose.
But it's got like.
But you can smell the alcohol in it.
You can.
It's not like the Uncle Nearest. You can't smell the alcohol in it, and it's got that heavy caramel tone. The Whistle Pig, you can smell the alcohol in it. This one, you can smell the alcohol in it, but maybe vanilla.
I'll do some bourbon chicken with that one. That'd be good.
And it's smooth, but it's the out of the strengths, the proofs, it's the least. It's 90.
It's the least, but out of all of them, I would say it's kind of got like a traditional bourbon taste to it.
More so than a rye taste.
More so than a rye taste.
It's like the best of both worlds.
Yes.
It's like the best of both worlds. It's not a overpowering rye like the Whistle Pig. It's not too heavy on the caramel like the Uncle Nearest. It's like
it's like middle ground.
It's the middle ground. It's got a good blend of both.
This is good bourbon.
It's good. It's good. Smooth. Mm-hmm. It's got good legs too.
It does.
I don't know if that's caramel or vanilla, but it's got a great aftertaste to it.
It does.
Where the other two, especially the Whistle Pig, you get the rye. The Uncle Nearest, you get a heavy dose of the rye.
Heavy dose of the
but
rye.
But this one, I can't even explain the aftertaste to it. It's almost...
It's like a mixture between like vanilla and caramel.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's got a good aftertaste to it.
After you get over that initial bourbon, taste to it, it's really good. Actually,
it's really good. It is, and it's do it after I hit the water.
I feel like that would be good to make like a good cocktail or a good.
It makes a great cocktail. I make a Wisconsin old fashioned with it, and it is
Just a little bit.
And it's off the chain. I had to do a video of me making a Wisconsin old fashioned, and as far as a rye, I've actually did it with all three.
You definitely have to get Dale in on the drink making too.
Yeah,
she learned.
She learning.
She learning it well.
The Whistle Pig, when I did the old fashioned with the Whistle Pig, was a little too overpowering. The Uncle Nearest was it was okay. It wasn't overpowering, but it was decent. I did it with the Cooper as well, and I actually like it with the Cooper best. And the only reason that the bottle is not gone is because I have to go to Texas to get it, and I don't have no plans on going anytime soon unless Corey's supposed to come up. He might bring me some.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to kind of save it. Now, the best thing about the Cooper is what you think. Well, what you think I'm ready to tell you the best thing about the Cooper is?
I don't know.
The price.
Price.
Believe it or not, it's a rye made in Texas. I paid $45. $45 for the Cooper rye.
Corey comes up to you and bring me a bottle.
Oh, definitely I will.
This is good.
Yeah, I paid $45 for the Cooper
definitely
rye.
make me a good sour out of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
This one was 90. This one was 120. And if you you already know, it's subjective anyway because you might like it more than me. Yeah. But I think the Whistle Pig is overrated. Or shall I say, I think it's overpriced. It's good, but it's overpriced.
It's overpriced.
The Uncle Nearest, the rye is not their thing.
It's not their thing. I mean, just
yet. Because let them play with it, and they're probably going to knock it out the ballpark in a few more years.
And you got to think, Uncle Nearest is a fairly new company.
It is. It's a fairly
they came
new
out in
company.
2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So they less than a decade. Less than a decade.
Man, this is good on the nose.
It really is good on the nose. It is not as strong.
It's not.
It's not as strong. Like if I would have to compare this to the Uncle Nearest had a very overpowering sweet smell to it, but this one right here kind of toned it down just a little bit,
And it had a heavy taste. I don't want to say syrupy, but like the difference between drinking a straight water and then like a light syrup. It just had a heavy taste to me.
Yeah.
This one is almost like it's perfectly balanced between a good bourbon and a good rye. I put it this way, it's blended well because it is a blend. It is blended very well. Whoever their master distiller is and blender, they know their stuff. This is blended very, very well. If you can ever get your hands on this, try it out. I love it. And for the price, it is hard to beat for $45. And I mean, unless for a rye, because ryes are traditionally, they cost a little more. But for the price, that is hard to beat for a rye.
Yeah.
And I stand it up to any rye that you have. Any.
Even when you taking a sip of it, you can also taste a little bit of that sweetness to it. But it's just, you know, you kind of got like the sweetness, then you got the burn, and then after that you got the aftertaste. And it comes together pretty good. Like it's a perfect balance.
And it's not really a burn to me, maybe because I've been drinking so long.
Probably so. But I'm kind of over. I'm kind of over the burn now. Like I'm getting to it. But yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, probably because I've been drinking so long. He kind of new to it, but this is I like.
Yeah, this is good. This is really good.
It is my favorite.
I can definitely tell Corey to bring me a bottle of this.
If I would rate them the way that I would drink them with, I'm going to go with the Cooper first, then the Uncle Nearest, then the Whistle Pig. I know some Whistle Pig fans are going to be mad at me.
It's not a bad. I mean, it's a good.
Nah, they gonna be mad at me. They about as bad as Philadelphia Eagle fans.
Really?
Yeah. So some Whistle Pig fans will be mad at me, but I'm sorry, it's overpriced. You need to cut it, bring it down, Whistle Pig. You know, but
nevertheless, it's good. I mean, if you're not saying it's bad, you know. I could always say it's subjective, just like anything that you drink or taste.
Like anything you drink or taste.
Just because we say it's overpriced, you may think it may need to be a little bit higher. Mm-hmm. That's just what we think.
That's just what we think. You might like it. You might love it. Because we get to talk about subjectiveness, and I go to talking about barbecue and the trash that we got around here in Memphis now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's for a whole nother video.
That's
a whole nother video. I explained that with a co-worker, man, and he said the same thing. It's like a lot of the barbecue restaurants are losing tradition around here.
They're losing tradition.
Yeah, I'm walking into barbecue restaurants and you don't even smell smoke.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. You're supposed to smell the pits.
Smoke. You're supposed to smell the pits. Before you walk in, you should smell the smoke. If it's good barbecue, you should smell the smoke before you walk in when you're in the parking lot. I was down in Lockhart, Texas at, God, I can't think of the name of it. One of them barbecue joints down there. Because wherever I go, if they're known for barbecue, I am going to sample because I love barbecue. And when we walked in and the line was long. We were on our way to San Antonio. I just wanted to sample. And we came back out, we got in the truck, and Sandra and Dominique was like, my goodness, y'all smell like barbecue.
That's how it should be.
We weren't in there a good 5 minutes. It's the same way in Memphis and A&R. When you go into A&R and come out of there, you're going to smell like barbecue. Mm-hmm. There's too many of these joints around there. They cooking in ovens, and they'll start on the grill and try to put a little smoke on, and then they'll finish it in a commercial oven. And it's just, that's not it. Because anyway, that's a whole nother video. Because we ready to start talking about barbecue. Because both of us are barbecue. I actually started him. Yep. And he's gotten better than me now. So that's a whole nother video we'll do talking about barbecue. But until then, drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. The best place to drink is at home.
Yes.
Enjoy your drink. Enjoy your whiskey.
And do not get sloppy drunk off these things. You're supposed to enjoy these.
Enjoy it. You can't get... There's nothing wrong. There's nothing worse than somebody as old as me that gets throw up drunk.
I'm 30, and I just turned 30, and I can't even do that no more. I can't do it.
Enjoy your spirits responsibly.
That's correct.
And until then, we are out.
Adios. Peace.